Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday evening. We are so thrilled to have you with us. And if a friend invited you, I hope at the end of this, you're going to thank them. And when you know what we know, we're going to tell you you really will want to thank them. So I am Tracy Flintoff, and I'm joined with Cami Brecko and Jeff Morton. And we've got some pretty amazing information to share with you tonight. It's something that certainly changed our lives and many that we have shared it with. So we're going to get started here. I'm going to share my screen. We have a little PowerPoint to help you visualize the power of a natural modality that makes deep root cause change in the body. So, sadly, a lot of us get stuck in this trap of being sick or tired or in pain. And a lot of us think that's just the way life's going to be. And maybe doctors have even told us that's the way life's going to be. But I'm here with better news. It doesn't have to be that way. And what we're going to talk about tonight is really the future of medicine. And it is not about treating illness the way that we have been in America. It is a whole shift. And there's a huge movement out there right now for looking for things that work, that make change, and aren't painful, aren't a lot of money, and are really working naturally. And it's about unlocking the body's innate ability to heal and repair itself. And it comes down to a very powerful thing around this planet, and that's sunlight. I had no idea that sunlight deficiency is now classified as deadly as smoking. So that's a shock, right? But here's the reality. Sunlight is healing, and they've known this for a long time. We're going to talk more about that. But before we go too far, I just want to get in our standard medical disclaimer that Cami, Jeff, nor I are medical professionals. We are not here to treat or diagnose. We are always encouraging you to work with your medical professionals. And we want you to know that the product we're talking about tonight is classified by the FDA as a wellness product. It is not a pharmaceutical. It is not a drug. There are no pharmaceutical reps, and most of our doctors in this country, sadly, know nothing about it. But the content we're sharing tonight, purely informational purposes only. And the website is harmonypatching.com. So if you'd like to go there or you want to share this with somebody, that's a great resource for you. There's a lot of information. But why we are talking about this tonight is thankfully, this company, LifeWave, has spent 10 years in studying of stem cell research. And for one central reason, the body is declined or designed to decline, excuse me. That's just Mother Nature's bell curve. When we're age 30, we've already lost half of our stem cells. Those are the cells that are preventative, reparative, restorative. And when you're 30, you've already lost half. That starts the decline of good health and memory and sleep and all sorts of things. But the sad reality is when we're 60, we've lost almost all of those regenerative cells. So when we're a newborn baby, those babies are fresh and supple and smell so good because they're full of stem cells. That's how the baby was created in utero in mama's tummy. And it is also the decline of that, though, is when things start to go a little awry, like aches and pains and less energy, less stamina, slower recovery from exercise. Wrinkles might set in. Maybe looking in the mirror is not as great as it once upon a time was, but I'm here to tell you that can turn around. Sleep. We're going to talk about sleep. Decreased memory, mental clarity issues, weight gain, and decrease in metabolism and an increase in inflammation. And that really is the root cause of most disease and issues in our body. But there is really good news because what we're going to talk about tonight is a groundbreaking use of phototherapy. That is the body's powerhouse. That is helping your cells to have energy, recovery, focus, performance, endurance. And it is a game changer. So when we are using light for change in the body, we get to notice a lot of things that change. But I wanted to show you this. I ran across this today and I thought, wow, really interesting. that light was used in hospitals way back when. And it's been known to be healing. And do you know that's the reason why hospital beds have wheels on them? The original reason was they used to take the patients and put them out in a courtyard in the sunshine because they knew natural light and air was very medicinal for the body. They didn't have all the fancy tools and prescriptions that we have today. They had Mother Nature's light. And that's what we're talking about tonight, a return to basic great things. And here's the reality. Our practitioners all around the world have been using this, and they are using different forms of light therapy, whether that's red light, laser, MRIs, but this is all synthetic versions of light. Nothing works as good as what Mother Nature originally designed, right? So that big orb in the sky. What we're talking about tonight is a wearable light technology to help activate your own light, to help you look and feel young again. And it is patented. This is the only company in the entire world that has a patented wearable light technology product like this. So, game changer to elevate, regenerate, and activate. And these were originally developed for athletes in mind. Michael Phelps put this company on the map in the performance community when he won all the medals in Beijing. And a lot of people thought he was cheating because he beat everybody. If you remember controversy with those medals, they wanted to strip him away until they did some study and they realized, wow, nothing's going into the bloodstream or the body. This isn't doping. He just has a better tool on his body and it's using light. And he was allowed to keep those medals, which I think is pretty great. Tom Brady says he could have never played NFL football so late in his career without these. Mike Tyson, the Kansas City Chiefs, Dallas Cowboys, even Serena and Venus Williams, they like to wear them on their wrists. Do you think there's a coincidence that they happen to serve up the toughest serve in the world to return? Ah, they had a little helper. But in 2019, LifeWave really changed history because up until then, the only way you could put those regenerative cells back in the body was a very painful, very expensive injection of somebody else's DNA. Very painful. And he figured out, David Schmidt, the owner and inventor of this company, how to regenerate the body, restore it with somebody's own repair cells that they were born with. They just burn out like light bulbs. So pretty profound that you can wear a little patch and have such big changes. Because when you activate your own repair cells, you are addressing rapid pain relief, a reduction in inflammation, wound healing, energy, vitality, enhanced skin appearance, faster recovery from exercise. The list just goes on and on. Mental clarity. Wow, this gave me back my brain when I was going through that change of life season and I was really struggling and depressed and crying and I couldn't find the words and nothing made sense to me. Thankfully, these came to me and allowed my body and my brain to repair and regenerate naturally. And if you don't think I was excited to tell people, when you go through something like that, you get your brain back. Words can't describe, and it's quite priceless. The best part of this, no drugs, no chemicals, no stimulants. So we never have to ask anybody, what meds are you on? The body over time is going to make balance and correct things. And maybe over time, you might not need so many of those prescriptions. I know my mom is becoming the poster child for that. We just went to the doctor yesterday and we got really great news because she had been teetering on kidney issues. And at one point, they thought, she could be a candidate for dialysis in the not too far future. But now her numbers just keep getting better. And she got to get off her high blood pressure meds. She's off of her sleep apnea machine. She's off of her diabetic blood sugar meds. What's that worth? Pretty great, right? But these were originally developed 21 years ago for the U.S. Navy SEALs down in San Diego. And it is a privately held company. They hold over 200 patents in the age reversal category. We have a video that I think explains this really beautifully about the decline of life, how things change, and how things can turn around with the power of a patch. So please take a listen to this short video.
An empowered life has no expiration date. We're all created to do incredible things. like conquer summits, catch big waves, live our passions. As time goes on, our bodies begin to show signs that things just aren't as they used to be. Our energy levels decline, sleep patterns shift, and recovery slows. But our bodies are masterpieces of design, holding the potential to bounce back better than ever. With X39, we achieved something remarkable in the field of wellness and regenerative science that others could not. By utilizing LifeWave's unique patented technology, X39 uses light to elevate GHKCU, a copper peptide known to support overall health and wellness. Unlike traditional light therapy, which requires external light sources, X39 uses the body's own infrared light to naturally increase vitality, enhancing the body's flow of natural energy. For improvements in strength, stamina, performance, and overall health and well-being, with the simplicity of an affordable, non-invasive, non-transdermal patch. As we age, levels of these life-enhancing elements, which are associated with wellness and longevity, begin to decline. LifeWave invested 10 years into stem cell research, which resulted in over 70 patents. X39 was born to bring to the public a product that can support wellness in
1 minute. Sorry. I don't know why that stopped.
in an entirely new way, supporting the production of younger, healthier cells with wearable light technology. Becoming a powerhouse is easier than you think. Harness your body's natural potential to maintain youthful energy and vitality, because life comes at you fast, but it doesn't have to pass you by. Live long, live well, live young. Heed the light with LifeWave X39. LifeWave.
Pretty powerful little patch there to be able to make all the changes like that. And if you're somebody who likes data and you want to understand the clinical trials, they have over 90 of them, 100 patents, or age reversal, our website, harmonypatching.com, has a science section. And this here, these little blue arrows are showing you where the drop down is so you can access that information. There's also really good information on the website, videos, testimonials. We have a lot of people on here that have shared their story. But one of my favorite things on the clinical trials is the cardiovascular study. They took 6 weeks and had participants wear the X39. On average, they lowered their cardiovascular age on average about 8 weeks. So what that means is for every day you wear the patch, you're about a day and a third younger. And I just ran across this and I thought it was really interesting because we have 5 distinct phases in a lifetime of brain health. And when we're young, age 9, then 32 is the pinnacle. And then we go into the other side of that Mother Nature bell curve design, right? The 66, the 83 are the biggest changes in a reduction of brain capacity. But because of this product, that doesn't have to be your reality. Like I told you, my brain came back. And I've had the absolute pleasure of helping many others experience the same. And what we're looking at here is the brain health study. This is a 77-year-old woman's brain. We're looking at a heat mapping EEG, looking down on her brain in session 1. That's her baseline. That's what she was living with. That orange and red is heat, swelling, inflammation. And that is a decreased cognitive because the blood flow is impaired when we have that swelling putting pressure on blood vessels, right? And session 2 is the first check-in. She's been now wearing the patch for just 3 weeks, and look at how the body has made the change. And I really want to emphasize here, it is the body's intelligent design to be able to repair itself. This patch is simply signaling the body to make that change through frequency. Frequency is like, your Bluetooth, or think of your TV and that remote control. When you hit the button on the remote control, the TV changes, right? That is the role of this patch working in conjunction with the body. The conclusion of that study, 6 weeks, is session 3. That's a perfectly beautifully balanced brain. This lady had dramatically improved memory and focus, cognition. She actually was given back her car keys and her checkbook by her grandchildren who had taken them away because they just didn't think she was worthy of them any longer. But what is that worth at her age to be able to get her independence back? I think that's what we call priceless. But this is my favorite part of our night where we get to have testimonials. And I'm going to have Cami introduce our first one.
Awesome. Well, Roxy, I met her about, a month ago, I think. Roxy, you'll be able to share how long you've been patching, but tell us what you were experiencing before you found the patches. And then I just got an update today. I'm thrilled for you to share what you have been seeing since you've been patching.
Okay, hi. I for the last 10 years I've had a lot of pain, neuropathy. I had two neck surgeries, and then in May I fell and broke my femur.
Oh,
And that was unpleasant. So I ended up with a rod in my leg with lots of hardware at the top of the femur and then in my knee, where my knee has a lot of damage, and they've repaired and put it back together with, all the screws and everything. And I've had just terrible pain from that. But when I first met Cami, she and my friend Carla came and she put the IceWave on my shoulder, and my left arm. I've had extreme nerve pain for years, and it literally went away in like a minute. And I kept patching and went with the X49 and the Eon for the next 3 weeks, and just noticed overall, better, less pain in my body. And then I started using energy enhancers on my feet because my feet and my hands are numb. And after 2 weeks with the patches, I actually think after a week, I started noticing with the energy enhancers that my numbness is going away in my feet. And it's like every day I think, okay, is that really happening? And every day I'm like, yeah, it's just absolutely getting the feeling back. And then I was telling Cami today that my knee, I still have pain in my knee, not as great as in the beginning, but I decided, I'm going to try an Eon and an X39 and an X49 in my knee area yesterday. And I did it again today, and I had no pain.
wow.
So Roxy has not, like, she wanted to do a true test and she wasn't taking her pain medication. Like, this is a big deal to
Yes,
have,
I
like,
have to say that I was taking Tylenol 3 times a day at every 6 hour period. I was taking Tylenol because I couldn't stand the pain. And I literally have taken it in the last 5 weeks. 3 times I've taken Tylenol. That's it.
ah, it makes me so happy.
Wow. Thank you, Roxy, for sharing because we really learn from each other. And I know these sound too good to be true, and it's so great when we have real people share real stories.
Yeah.
It
And
makes it
how long have
real.
you been numb in your feet again?
It had been over 10 years.
Okay.
Oh,
So
That's
fabulous
so
news.
exciting. I'm just beyond
Fabulous.
thrilled for you.
I was never
Yeah.
without at least I just can't not go without every day having the patches.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, well, you're 5 weeks into a beautiful journey, my friend. Thank you so much.
Oh, and I'm 71. So in 7 months, I'm going to be a lot. When I turn 72, I'll actually only be about 70.
Reverse
You're right.
aging. I love it.
You got the formula down, girl. Good for you. Wonderful. Thank you, Roxy.
Uh-huh.
And then Heather, if we could have you unmute, and we'd love to have you share your experience too.
Yeah, mine is actually right there along with Roxy's, which is so ironic. Um, I have had neuropathy for about a year and a half. And I started putting the patches on the energy enhancer on my feet. Um, After the first night, I noticed a significant difference. Um, on the second day, I was able to walk, and this is a big deal for anybody that has neuropathy. I was able to walk on my hardwood floors with no shoes or socks and minimal pain, which is huge. And then the third night, I didn't wake up because my feet, I always sleep with my feet outside the bed covers because even a light sheet can really push that pain down. And I'm actually feeling um, the numbness is going away, the tingling. I clipped my own toenails and something as simple as clipping your toenails is really hard to do when you have neuropathy. So each day it just gets better and better and better. In fact, my ex-husband has a severe case of neuropathy. And my son said, Dad, you got to try these. And this was just last weekend. And Dad said, okay. So Jared dropped him off, and his wife mailed him out because he's in Florida for a business trip. So he could get these on his feet as soon as possible. So it's blowing me away right now.
Isn't it fun when you can have almost like a magic wand and help people get a grip on what can bring them to their knees? So, yeah.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to putting on a little bit of heels next weekend.
Yay! Thank you, Heather. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
that so much. Okay, beautiful. That's how this is done. We just help and we just pay it forward and invite people to listen, and then they become the testimonial. It's really fun. It gets a little addictive. That's why we're here on Mondays and Tuesday nights doing this. But the patch helps with sleep, and sleep is critically important. If we want to get to the root cause of why we have what we have, we need to get the body into deep REM sleep because that's when the body's designed to heal and repair. But especially for you folks dealing with the neuropathy, that is a toxin-based condition. The toxins can't get out. You need to be in sleep mode because that's when we purge toxins as well. So X39, I'd say for 80% of the people, I hear them say, gee, I'm sleeping better. I'm dreaming. I haven't done that forever. That is fabulous. But if you're one of those insomniacs or real tough cookie on sleep, we have other tools. There's an anti-inflammatory patch called Eon. We love that one because we have to get inflammation under control so it doesn't eat the stem cells. There's aloe vera. Cami will talk more about that. And then there's also Silent Night. So we have other tools, but just know in the beginning, usually that X39 Eon combination is beautiful for sleep. But what we're talking about tonight is age reversal. So, anti-aging, you stay where you are. Age reversal, we start going backwards. And this isn't just skin deep and hair and skin like you're looking at here. Grandpa dude, hot dude, grandma turns into almost like granddaughter appearance. But we're talking cellular health, organs, everything in your body. Biomarker measurements are going to show you. I do mine in every 6 month increments because I get to watch with my doctor looking on over my shoulder, and my numbers are getting better. I mean, who gets to do that? Who comes away from a doctor appointment like excited, high five, woohoo? That's what happens when you put light into the body. But spine pain and health, this is incredible because there's nothing on this planet. Usually it's surgery if you've got bulging discs that are, really invasive and painful. On the left, this is the same patient as on the right. It's just on the right, it's all regenerated naturally. No meds, no injections, wearing Band-Aid looking devices that are putting light in the body. This young lady here, 4 weeks, she had curvature of the spine and that's straightened. Skin and hair, amazing. Tightening, changing the pigmentation of a birthmark, varicose veins, filling in with collagen. Collagen is also hair. Hormonal balancing for the lady here in the bottom right. That was 6 weeks from that girl to go from that horrible red scarred face to beautiful glowing skin. Who doesn't want that if your child or grandchild is dealing with that? What a gift to give them. Look at the ladies on the left. Do you think they're having a better life? I think the picture speaks 1,000 words. And look at the lady here that recontoured her body. We have a lot of people that reshape their bodies with these. And, if you're dealing with autoimmune skin conditions, they just don't know what to do for you. They give you more prescriptions that usually create new problems. This is fixing it at the root cause and getting the pathways open to get those things out. Fast-growing cells, rapid repair. We're not just fixing on the surface, we are fixing. Why did you have that? Let's make it go away. This is a doctor that has now changed his practice entirely because of these patches. He treats people all around the world because he can talk to them on Zoom, order them up a set of patches, and have them mailed to wherever they are. This company ships to 82 countries in 100 languages in their currency. We don't have to do any of that. We just put an order in the computer and voila, we help change a life. That's pretty great. But these are not just for us humans, these are also for our precious fur babies, racehorses, cats, dogs, birds, it doesn't matter. My friend's dog Brutus went blind, and this brought back his vision. Look at those beautiful brown pupils, eyes. He got his vision back in about a week. She called me and we cried together. We were shocked. But I'm going to turn it over to Cami now, and she's going to tell you how you can get your hands on these amazing devices. Cami?
Okay. Well, I'm thrilled. I'm still like recovering from hearing those testimonials, and we know these patches work, but just hearing them again, how they're changing people's lives again is just amazing to me. So, how do we get these patches? The X39 is what we talk about most of the time, and that is the patch that does most of the heavy lifting, and that tells your body to release blank repair cells. So a 30-day supply of those patches is $149, which is a screaming deal if you've looked into other types of stem cell therapies and different things like that, PRP, other invasive procedures. This is a screaming deal. So we would love to help you get wholesale pricing to get an even better deal, and we'll tell you how to do that on the next screen. So Trace, she's busy getting ready for our drawing. I know, if you're a guest, please put your name in the chat if you haven't already done so. I see Tracey writing furiously about all our guests on our call. So thank you for
Are
being
you
here.
seeing the wholesale slide, wholesale package slide?
Yes, I am. Thank
Oh,
you.
okay, good. Okay,
So
good.
the core pack, so this is how you get to wholesale pricing. So this is a one-time thing. You get a core pack, or maybe if you're a married couple, you want to, or you're buying for you and somebody else in your household, you may want the advanced pack to start out with. But this is a way that you access wholesale pricing with no additional fees. Of course, there's tax and shipping on this, just like there would be on any mail order something. But this, like the pack, is customizable with all the patches that you need, and that's why we would send you back to who invited you to the call to customize your pack. There's lots of different patches. We don't want to go through all of the different patches because everybody's situation is different. And typically we keep it pretty simple with X39 and Eon for 100% of the people. And then if you have something specific that you want to discuss or want to work on, then we'll talk about that individually with you. But we always recommend that you use the X39 for a month for every decade that you've been alive, a minimum. Normally, those of us who start patching, we love the results that we're getting and we don't want to stop. We're literally reverse aging and we don't want to start aging again. So, so for example, we can customize any of these wholesale packs. So let's take the core pack, for example. you could get 1 pack of X39. That's your month's supply of X39. And next month, you would just need to order 1 pack of X39 at that wholesale price for $99. Then in that core pack, we could load you up with 2 packs of Eon, for example. Eon, we talk about a lot, and that tells your body to dial down inflammation. So, stem cells, repair cells, are drawn to inflammation. So, if you can dial that down naturally, of course, you're usually feel it. You're a little bit more comfortable, but then you're also able to send more repair cells to actually work on the problem. So you're a little bit better the next day. Um, and then aloe vera. Aloe vera is a wonderful patch that tells your body, your brain, to release melatonin. Of course, this is your own melatonin. Way better than taking something from a bottle. This is your own melatonin. And it tells your body to release epithalamine. That's a long word, but there's a lot of research on epitalin, and that tells your body to make collagen, cartilage, skin, ligaments, tendons, and it's helpful for your skin inside and out of your body. Pretty amazing. In case it's also known as the trophy wife patch because it's amazing for your skin. So this is another way to fill out or customize your core pack if you have pain. So IceWave is a wonderful patching system. There's 2 types of patches in these envelopes. There's 15 tan patches, 15 white patches. You use one of each in an application. And when you find the right placement for those patches, it really knocks out that pain message going to the brain, and it releases the pain that's kind of accumulating there in an area. So you have to find the right placement, but it is quite amazing. I love the IceWave. So that's another example of building out a core pack, and a great place to get started if you have pain. So it's December, and we just got through with some amazing Black Friday deals, but LifeWave surprised us with a wonderful bonus of a deal on aloe vera. So, like I said, aloe vera is amazing for sleep and for skin, collagen, cartilage production, all those things. And so that's what the patches do. But there is supplementary, like a day cream and a night cream and an eye cream that go hand in hand and work synergistically with what the patches are telling the body to do. So there's different packs. You can get a pack with just the day cream and the night cream and 2 envelopes of the aloe vera patches. And normally this pack is a screaming deal all year round for $149. And look, it's 15% off for $127 until December 10th. So that's the benefit of being a brand partner or purchasing a wholesale pack, and that gets you access to these wholesale pricing. So aloe vera, here's another pack with the eye cream in addition. So each of these items wholesale for about $69 each. So you can see that that's a screaming deal to get it in a kit, to get it in a pack. And what an amazing gift it is. It's a beautiful way to help someone literally reverse age. So Celergize is another product that we have that gives your body the building blocks to make healthy cells. When you're telling your body with the patches to increase and bump up your cellular activity, you need great nutrition and electrolytes and lots of extra water. And Celergize delivers the amino acids, delivers the electrolytes, and sea buckthorn fruit extract, another signal, another antioxidant that tells your body to release stem cells from the inside out. And it's delivered as a powder that you drink in water. So it's giving your body what your body needs. So that's amazing. That's what you would drink in the morning. And then in the evening, there is a Celergize product that just came out a month ago. And I tell you, this is a game changer for sleep. So this has totally brought my sleep to a new level. The patches have been amazing. That was one of the first things I noticed was a great night's sleep. But Celergize Evening, oh my goodness, gives your body what it needs. So, also, LifeWave is a technology company. In case you're wondering, we are all about helping give the body the right signal that it needs for healthy cellular activity. And we know that water is incredibly needed for everything that our body needs, for every cellular activity. So we have a water machine. They've been on slow release. A few people have them, but we're hoping that this comes out in January. It double filters all of the forever chemicals, microplastics, all the junk out of the water, and then infuses the water with a life-giving frequency of light that literally helps you from the inside out. So, um, looking forward to that, hopefully in January. And also coming in January, we are very excited to gather and have a wonderful venue to gather in a large group. You'll see like this type of event with tons more energy, tons more giveaways, tons more information and stories. And there's nothing like going to a live event. So please mark your calendar. If you are in the Puget Sound area, we will be in Tacoma on January 17th. We have some very special guests coming to this event, and it's going to be amazing. So please, please, please mark your calendar if you're in the Puget Sound area for this event. And then we're here. So keep coming. We're here Monday nights for a quick 30-minute call. And on Tuesday nights are special. We have this same quick informational call, a little bit of time for question and answer. And then Jeff is going to do a deep dive this evening. We take turns doing deep dives, providing little bits of little deeper information about different types of patches and how they work, and different things that people use them for. So we're looking forward to that this evening. And so at this moment, we're just wanting to urge you to get back to the person who invited you and let them know if you are a 1, a 2, or a 3. A 1 would be, hey, this sounds great, but I have questions. A 2 is, I'm curious and interested, and I think I'm ready to try it. With that money back guarantee, 30-day money back guarantee, I'd like to try a wholesale kit. Or a 3 would be, hey, this sounds too cool. I would like to try that wholesale kit, but I also have a few people I'd like to share this with, and maybe earn some dollars from LifeWave. So we would love to have you take a second and do that, and just text your friend, let them know, thank you for bringing me to this. This was amazing. And friends, time to give away a 5-day supply of our X39. So do we get everybody who is a guest?
Yeah, I have got all the names here. in our highly technical. You can see the tabulation happening right now. Our computers are fast at work. And our winner from the middle of the pile is Mozilla. Congratulations. You are the winner. And what you'll want to do is go to x39winner.com, that website. You'll log in your name and address of where you'd like these mailed. And Jan, our friend, will send these to you, and that can take up to 30 days to receive, just so you know. So, congratulations. And we think there's no better gift in the world for yourself or someone you care about than the gift of light. And what LifeWave has built around the power of light is second to none. This is the only company in the world that has this. And it's all about getting younger tomorrow and not dealing with what we have today. And now we'd like to answer any questions that you might all have. I'm going to go ahead and stop our recording and thank you for joining. And if you'll just hang tight, we'll answer questions and then we will restart with Jeff's deep dive on the technology.